First class scouting is the last piece of the full scout emblem. Looks like this here. You have your scouts, which is just your fleur-de-lis here. Then when you become a tenderfoot, it adds on the eagle and the 2 stars. Second class is the scroll with the scout motto, be prepared. And then there is the rope here reminding scouts to do a good turn daily, which creates the full scout medal once you've completed first class. Originally, first class was the highest rank in Boy Scouting until they added Star, Life, and Eagle. And Eagle was originally just a kind of a subsection of merit badges. You got X number of merit badges, you became an Eagle. But as time went on, they added the Eagle rank, and then they added Star and Life in between. But first class is kind of the last section of basic outdoor skills that a scout goes through. You can continue to learn survival skills, emergency preparedness, first aid. In fact, you have to advance to Star, Life, and Eagle. But the skills you learn in first class kind of tie a knot at the end of the basic skills you're going to learn for outdoor survival. It's just swimming, hiking, cooking, and camping. And as you've seen above, rope tying as well. Well, not tying. I remember first class very well because it took me a little longer to get this far than some of my peers. First class generally takes about a year to 18 months to get if you're, I guess, very dedicated. It took me a little longer because of an incident that occurred. I kind of referenced it on the homepage. We were having the Klondike Derby in January, which is this kind of a winter camp out and is based on the old gold rush in Alaska. So you build these sleds, and then you use them to haul equipment, and you go from station to station in a race against other troops. Well, it was the night before the Klondike, and we were outside just kind of goofing off in the snow. But my patrol was not the most inviting place for me for the longest time. I was usually fine with most of the kids in scouting, but there was this one group that just would not leave me alone. I got bullied quite a lot in scouting, which was always a hindrance and an annoyance, but I liked it. Not the bullying, but I liked scouting, so I kind of put up with it. But my hair, when it gets too long, kind of comes down at the side and can sometimes, I guess, look like a Hitler haircut. And so I got called Hitler, a Nazi, and a lot of other nasty things, and got kind of picked on and bullied on by this one particular group of kids. But one day, about a year into scouting, I had had enough. We were out, and some kids were making fun of me, calling me a Nazi and whatnot, because I was also from Germany. And one kid threw an ice ball at my face, and it hurt like hell. So, I didn't control my anger as well back when I was a younger kid, but who does? And so I tackled the kid to the ground, and I just started wailing on his face, just punching him in the face over and over and over again until someone finally knocked me off. Well, then I had to go back and get punished by the scoutmaster, so I wasn't allowed to participate in the Klondike, and I had to end up going home. And then when it came time to deciding on if I could pass the board review in the Scoutmaster Conference to earn my first class badge, the incident was brought up. And the incident was actually brought up in pretty much every board review I had afterwards. But one section of the requirements to being a first-class scout is to demonstrate scout spirit by living the scout oath and law in your everyday life. So I had to wait a little while because of that incident and prove that I was able to live the scout oath and law and not tackle kids to the ground and punch them in the face for calling me a Nazi. So I mean, it just took it was a few months setback, but the incident overall, I guess, changed. Pretty much, it was kind of a defining moment. There was this awakening, I guess. Like, who cares? Just let it go. There's no point in giving a crap what people like that think or what people like that say. It's only going to impact my life if I let it. And in that moment, I did let it. And it did impact my life since I was denied being a first class scout for quite a few months. I eventually got it, and I think at the end of the day, now, I'm better for the incident and the lesson that it taught me. But at the time, I was just mad because I was, in my mind, being punished for standing up for myself and not taking crap from bullies who were calling me Nazis. I mean, nobody likes to be called a Nazi in general, but particularly a little kid doesn't like to be called a Nazi, particularly when you're already kind of strange. You have a haircut that you can't really control because of a colic, and you just so happen to be from Germany. It was offensive. And in my mind, I did the right thing, but looking back now, it's something I definitely could have handled better, ignored, and ultimately I think I won in the long run because at the end of the day, of all those kids, I was the only one to make it all the way to Eagle.